I'm Nick Zawald.
TJ Garski.
Welcome to the show.
We had several contests this week. Swimming had their senior day here last Saturday against Simmons College. Men had an exhibition. Simmons College defeated St. Joe's 166-87. Rose Macaron did very well in her last senior contest here at Alphonse Center Pool and edged out Simmons sophomore Amy Devitz by a tenth of a second to win the 50 breast, finished second in the 100 breast with 1 minute and 20-second time.
Freshman Mandy Avella won the 50 back and finished runner-up in the 100 back and the 50 fly. The senior group had a combined participated of 366 individual events with 119 victories and 81 runner-up performances. Gajewski, the owner of 11 program records, paces the foursome and ranks as amongst all-time leader in events with 108 and wins with 60 and runner-up events with 23.
St. Joseph's is off until the team travels to Wenham, Massachusetts for a meet versus Gordon College on February 4th.
The men's basketball team has remained hot this past week, winning both of their contests. The Royal Blue beat conference rival Johnson & Wales 83-71 and Mount Ida 69-53. Zach O'Brien has had a great week, scoring 58 points in the two games combined. Sophomore Matt Medeiros also had a great week off the bench for SJC, scoring a combined 27 points in the two contests. With these victories, the team improves to 12-4 overall and 8-2 in conference, which puts them in second place. The women's basketball team has gone 2-1 since we last met, with victories over Johnson & Wales and Simmons College. Lindsay Moore and Ashley Gill both had outstanding performances this week, leading the Monks to a record of 12-6 and 6-0 in the GNAC. This puts them in a tie for first place with Emmanuel College. Both programs compete again Saturday, January 28th against conference opponent Suffolk University. Tip-off is at 1 o'clock for the women and 3 o'clock for the men.
We're here with senior captain Ashley Gill. She's a member of the basketball team here. Ashley, before winter break, you guys were on a 3-game losing streak, and then you guys had a little bit of break to go home or whatever for Christmas break, and then you came back, you regrouped, you won 7 games in a row, and then you lost one. Now you've won 9 out of the last 10 games. Talk about what happened over break and how you guys were able to regroup and have so much success so far this year.
I think a lot of it was the break. We had about 12 days off, so everyone got to go home, recoup, not that I want to get away from my team, but you're with each other a lot, so it's nice to kind of go home, go see your family, recuperate, think about what you want to do for the rest of the season. And then when we came back, we had about a week of practice before our first game, so I think that really helped out a lot, and I think a lot of girls just realized the potential we have this year, and it's definitely showing now in the games we've played.
Now for you personally, you're leading the team in rebounds, blocks, and points. You're 27 away from that 1,000-point club. Talk about that. Is that some kind of motivation for you to make sure you get a lot of points every game?
I try to get, obviously, as many points as I can, but it hasn't really bothered me as much in games. I know, my mom's telling me after every game, you're this many points away, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's more so just before games, and then once the game starts, I try not to let it bother me, because if I do, it just makes me miss 2-foot layups that I'm shooting.
Yeah.
So I just shoot the ball, just play the game. A win's a win no matter who scores, so that's really all I'm focused on.
Now you just came off of a close win to Suffolk University, and now you're playing Emerson tomorrow. Talk about how you're getting ready for Emerson.
Well, we had yesterday off because we have been going game practice, so we had the day off, and then we'll have practice tonight. And pretty much it's shorter practices, more content, and going hard for the hour and a half, 2 hours than it is. It's not going over the place. We know what we have to do. We know when to do it. We just have to learn the team and go over what they're going to do and focus on one game at a time.
Now, we're getting towards the end of the season. You guys are on top of the GNAC. I think you're still tied there with Emmanuel. Talk about how these last games, how important it is to get these wins or whatever so you guys can stay up on top.
Well, I think we have 5 games left, and a few of them are some of those teams that you can look past, and then they hurt you in the end because they have the potential to beat you if you don't give them the credit that they deserve. So, like, all the games are important. Any lose, no matter or loss, no matter who it is, it's a loss, and that can set you back. And we definitely want to win out the rest of the season because we want to have the home game privileges during playoffs and try and get that GNAC championship here at St. Joe's.
Yeah, now talk about that. You're talking about the home court advantage. Talk about how important that is for a team to be able to have that home court advantage.
It's pretty much all mental preparation. We have a thing we do. We talk about it before every game. We say white 25, which is the GNAC championships on the 25th, and we want to be wearing white that game and just not having to deal with the travel. You have your own trainers there. You have your own locker room. Like, you just walk down from your room. Like, it's so much easier to play at home, and it gets in the other team's head, and you have the advantage of the fans and everything else. So it's definitely home court advantage is a big deal in playoffs.
Now, the 3 seniors on the team, yourself, Allie Parent, Megan McDevitt, you guys have all contributed a lot to the team. There's only 6 regular season games left. Now, this is like the rest of your career. Like, obviously, it's some kind of motivation to keep winning those playoff games, to get to the championship, to get to, the NCAA tournament.
It's definitely rough. Coach talks about it a lot. He always tells us how many games we have left in our pregame talks and how important each one of them is. So it hasn't really hit me yet. February 11th is our senior game, and I'm sure there'll be some tears shed then. But it's just strange. Like, we talk about it, we being me, Allie, and Meg, a lot, and like we just kind of stop when one of us wants to pretty much cry. But it's gonna hit me, I think, after everything's said and done, and I'll wake up and go to class, and then won't have to worry about what time practice is, don't have to worry about, oh, there's a game Saturday, I have to go to bed. Like, no, I have nothing to do now. So it's definitely gonna hit me. But for now on, I think the most important thing is, like, we know this is our last year, so winning the GNACs is huge for us right now, and especially because it's right there, it's in our hands, it's in our grasp, so it makes it that much more real that we know we can do it. So it's a little more motivation, it being our last time to try.
Well, thanks, Ashley, for coming down today, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you. And I think a lot of girls just realize, like, the potential we have this year, and it's definitely showing now in the games we've played. We know what we have to do. We know when to do it. We just have to learn the team and go over what they're going to do and focus on one game at a time. For every game, we say white 25, which is the GNAC championships on the 25th, and we want to be wearing white that game. I just shoot the ball, just play the game. A win's a win no matter who scores, so that's really all I'm focused on.
That's it for the show this week. Join us next week with another episode of the show.
Make sure to follow us at gomonks.com. You can also stay up to date on Monks Athletics on Twitter and Facebook.